Guys, welcome to Back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. And for those of you who don't support Wolves, I know we've done quite a few Wolves videos recently with Large being sacked and now this, but we have to talk about it. God, the Messiah, arguably is returning to Wolves. That's how it looks. It's effectively all but done, all but confirmed. I can't believe I'm even talking about this, and we're going to get into whether this is a good idea or a bad idea. But do me a favor, like, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends, tell your family, because this is madness. And I'm going to come on to why this could really end very, very badly, not only for NUNO, but for the people that run this club. Now, guys, it's been reported by Tim Spears, Steve Madley, representatives very close to Wolverhampton Wanderers, that there are representatives out in Saudi Arabia where NUNO is currently employed, talking about a deal to get him to return, an emotional return back to the Molineux. Now, we did a video last week talking about Bruno Lage's sacking and whether it was right or whether it was wrong. This decision, if NUNO comes back to Wolves, this is going to annoy a lot of people because it got very toxic towards the end of NUNO's reign. And when NUNO left, it was mutual consent, but we kind of knew what that meant. Behind the scenes, NUNO had been given the boot, but out of respect, it was mutual consent. That's what the media were told. Guys, I don't know where to start from this. I really don't. I want to read you something that has been put out. Valdir Cardoso, which is George Mendes's right-hand man, has reportedly been flown out to Saudi Arabia to discuss a release from the 2-year deal that NUNO has with Al Ittihad, if I've pronounced that correctly. Of course, he signed a 2-year deal in July. NUNO left Molineux 17 months ago after quite an incredible spell. That promotion season, one of the best championship teams we've ever seen. The FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Yes, it ended badly, but, you know, what a run that was. The Europa League, losing in the quarter-final, only 1-0 to Sevilla, who went on to beat Manchester United in the final. You know, we did the double over City. Amazing home FA Cup ties against Manchester United. The comeback against Leicester where NUNO runs down the pitch. The Bristol City away where NUNO is in the stands, in the boxes, celebrating. Middlesbrough away. Villa. There were so many highs and so many, sadly, quite a few lows towards the end. Guys, I know that the comments are going to be flooded with people giving their opinion. What does this mean for this season? I did a video last week saying that I think Wolves are down. I did think Wolves are down. And when I first heard the rumours 2 or 3 days ago about NUNO, at first I was like, this is amazing. He's going to keep us up. Just give him a 12-month contract or until the end of the season. Let him keep us up and we take it from there. But the closer this has gotten and the fact that it almost looks now like it could be done, I think this is a really bad idea. And I'll tell you for why. NUNO is not going to get any time at all. Let's say he takes charge for Saturday, and I don't think he will, but let's say he does. If he loses that game, the fans are going to be on his back. We do not have easy fixtures. We've got to play Palace. We've got to play Arsenal. We've got to play Liverpool if that's rearranged this side of the transfer window. We've got to play Manchester United. We've got to play Brighton. I think we've got to play Brentford as well. We do not have easy fixtures. And if NUNO loses his first 2 or 3 games, that's it. The writing's on the wall. The fan base will not give NUNO the same time, the same respect that they would give a new manager, whether it would have been Cooper if he got sacked from Forest, whether it would have been Brendan Rodgers if he got sacked, whether it would have been Lopetegui, whether it would have been anyone, Dyche. They would have got more time than NUNO would have got. Now, there will be NUNO fans out there that will be saying this is great. He knows the club, he knows the players. But you've got to think, he really never got the best out of Neves. He wanted to sell Max Kilman for very little money. You've got to remember this. He plays a 3-5-2. We can't play that position anymore. We don't have a player that, in my opinion, can play next to Diego Costa and play that second striker, if you will. Do we want to see ourselves going back to a five at the back and wing backs? Some would argue that it's probably better to see Aït-Nouri getting forward, to see Semedo trying to get forward more. Guys, this is quite incredible. And do you know what this effectively means? Either way, this doesn't end good, because if he keeps us up, people are going to be calling for his head in the summer. They're going to say, well, do you know what? He's kept us up, but we've got to kick on now. We've really got to start planning for the future. And if he sends us down, those first 4 years mean nothing. They really do mean absolutely nothing. Nuno's on a €5 million a year contract in Saudi Arabia. Now that won't be a problem. We'll easily get rid of, buy him out of that if we really do want to pursue him. That's not the problem. The biggest problem here, and I don't want to be one of those "I told you so" people, but I told you so. I was Fosun out towards the end of the 2020 campaign. Next summer will be 3 years since I've been Fosun out. And you might look at that and think, well, that's stupid because that season we did incredibly well. Well, the season before, certainly, we did incredibly well. I saw this coming with Fosun, and not many people did. There will be people that say, I saw this coming with Fosun, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, guys, at one point, I thought I was the only Wolves fan that wanted Fosun out 2-3 years ago. They are an absolute shambles. There's just no planning. There's no future proofing with them. Every player we buy is towards the end of the window when fans start getting on their back. We have no structure. We, you know, Scott Sellers, the board, everything from top down is just a shambles at this club. And I said, and you can go back and watch early videos of this, whether I was on Talking Wolves or whether it was on this channel. I said that Fosun will send us down in the next 2, 3, 4 years. And I think they will. I really think they will. But the problem is you talk to people that are Fosun in, and then the greatest thing since sliced bread, you don't remember what it was like in the 90s with the Batty brothers, and you don't remember what it was like in the 70s and 80s. Well, that's great. But listen, I do remember us going down to League One. I had a season ticket when I lived in the UK. I saw what happened. But this notion that because Fosun got us up, that they're now here forever to stay, it's just nonsensical. That's not how you can run a business. They are responsible for what happens. Now, they do not have anything in place at a board level that is going to future-proof this club. If I own a business, if I own a cafe and I forget to employ a cook, well, that's on me. I need someone to cook the food. Fosun have had no one in place for years now that runs the footballing side of things, and they need to go. They really do need to go. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a catalyst to start getting the Fosun out movement going. We really need to start protesting at the Molineux, outside the ground. Do you think that there are not people out there that want to own a Premier League football club that has been in the Premier League for 4, 5, 6 seasons? Do you think that Fosun are the only people in the world that can make Wolves go where we want them to go? It's just a nonsense argument from people that love Fosun with all their heart that we're never going to get anybody better. It's ludicrous. We have to start doing something about Fosun. Either convince them and to make change, force them to change the way the club is being run, or we have to drive them out. We really do. And I don't really want to move on to from Nuno too much and make this a Fosun video, but effectively this just highlights how ill-advised they've been in the last 2 or 3 years, how mismanaged the club has been in terms of recruitment of managers, in terms of recruitment of players, the recruitment of the board. It's just garbage, and it has to change. In regards to Nuno, I love the man. I really do. He's the best manager we've had for most people's lifetime who are watching this. You've got to be of a certain generation to say, I've seen better managers than Nuno. But for most of us, he's the best we've had and the best we could have for a long time, especially if Fosun are still in charge. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think this means. For me, I think the writing's on the wall. Could Nuno perform miracles? Potentially. Potentially. Will he go back to a 3-5-2? I think if he does, he's already set the fan base off on a back foot against him. I think this could get very, very toxic in the next 12 months because I said last week, and I'm not going to change just because Nuno's come in. I think we're down. I don't see how we score goals. We never scored many goals under Nuno anyway, but I think we're down. Whether Nuno stays on and gets us out of the championship, I don't know. We really have to start making decisions now as a fan base, as a community who support this club about what we do with Fosun, because big changes need to happen. And I fear that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets slightly better. Guys, hit those comments. Let me know your thoughts. Please like and subscribe as always. And for those of you who have watched this that aren't a Wolves fan, I really do appreciate it. And we are going to bring you more neutral content very, very soon. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care.